It's the first day of 2021 and I have procrastinated cleaning this closet out for something like 8 months. It's been the thing weighing on the back of my mind, fueling that perfectionism voice, telling me that I will never be good at anything, because how can I be good at anything if I can't even clean my closet out and keep it organized? Well, after listening to Jon Acuff's book Finish, I have decided to tackle my very own Mount Everest and lean into my noble obstacle and use it as a way to fuel my goal of starting a YouTube channel rather than letting it be an excuse to stand still. So let's tackle it together. As we roll into the new year, I encourage you to identify the one thing that's been weighing on the back of your mind and commit to starting to tackle it this week. Here are a few tips and tricks to help you along on your journey, borrowed from Jon Acuff's book, Finish. When you think about the one thing that you have to tackle but haven't had the heart to bring yourself to get started on, what is the first thought that pops into your head? Is it to quit before you even get started because it might not be perfect right away? That is perfectionism, sneaking its way into your mind, ruining the best laid plans. Perfectionism is the reason that I've avoided cleaning out my closet. I wanted to film it, but I knew that this video would not be the same level as the closet cleanouts of all the top YouTubers, so why even bother? It's the same thing that might be holding you back from going to the gym. I mean, if you can't bench press your own weight on the first try, then what is even the point? Perfectionism is what's staring at you from the blank page of the very first chapter of your very first book, and what makes you avoid putting laundry away because you can't fold it like Marie Kondo, and you'll probably get it dirty anyway. The problem is that perfectionism magnifies your mistakes and minimizes your progress. Developing tolerance for imperfection is the key factor in turning chronic starters into consistent finishers. In 2021, I won't shoot for the moon. I'm working to focus on the process, the joy of learning, and I'm making sure that I show up on day 2. My goal is to publish 1 video a week, so 52 videos. More realistically will be half of that, 26 videos. But that's a strategy all on its own. When you think of a goal, think about cutting it in half or doubling the timeline. Humans are notorious for not being able to gauge the true amount of time and effort that a project will take. When I was cleaning out this closet, I gave myself 2 hours to do it and film it. 4 hours and a dead camera battery later, I was able to film the final tour. Make your goal fun. Perfectionism and fun are like oil and water. Perfectionism dictates that for a task to be worthy, it has to be hard. And not only hard, but dry, boring, difficult, and absolutely positively cannot be fun. Using the wrong form of motivation is going to leave you spinning in place. Think about that thing that's nagging at you, that you can't put out of your mind. Why do you want to do it? Is it fun? On a scale of 1 to 10, how fun is the goal that you're working on? Cleaning out the closet is firmly somewhere between a 2 and a 3 for me, but writing this voiceover is somewhere in the 7 to 10 range. How can you make your goal more fun? Maybe you need to come up with a new goal that makes you happier and pushes you closer to that happy mark. A hiding place is an activity you focus on instead of your goal. A noble obstacle is a virtuous sounding reason for not working towards a finish. Both are toxic to your ability to finish. You can identify a lot of hiding places by their key words. They often sound like until, next, but. Until you finish cleaning your closet, you can't film a YouTube video. Once you write your book, then what's next? A trilogy? A movie contract where someone else would write the screenplay and totally lose your vision? Okay, this is it. This is the last step here. There comes a point kind of towards the end of any project where you start to doubt yourself, where you start to doubt the path forward that you have chosen, where you kind of start to doubt whether this was the right move. I know this is kind of silly. This is just a closet and a large pile of shoes, but I am starting to lose steam, and that little voice is definitely still, hi Fancy. That little voice in the back of my head that is perfectionism is starting to rear its ugly head a little bit, and I'm second guessing some of the decisions that I've made here, and instead of just kind of plowing through it, I've spent the last maybe 45 minutes or so on YouTube watching YouTube videos about making YouTube videos. So pardon any movement in this corner of the frame. The cat is just kind of lounging, but this is it. This is the last step. This is the step that stands between me and finishing my very first project of 2021. It is almost 8:15 p.m. so I've wasted the majority of the day. I started this at about 4, so spent the last 4 hours or so more procrastinating than not, but tackling my noble obstacle head on. So observe my giant pile of shoes. I'm going to make 2 piles. A pile of shoes to keep, a pile of shoes to donate, and then the pile of shoes to keep I'll probably split into 2. One will go into a box and it will go into storage, especially the nicer shoes that I might wear to an office at some point if I go back to an office, and then a pile of shoes just to kind of keep out for everyday use. So let's go ahead and kind of get started. Hiding behind the what ifs is directly counterproductive to your here and now. The best way to combat them is to identify them and tailor your strategies to circumventing them. Create a next list for all your future ideas. Admit where your hangups are and begin tackling them one by one. Pick the one thing you want to finish this week. Ask yourself what hiding places you've been using. Is it even fun and something that you want to do? If not, maybe reevaluate whether you want to accomplish that goal. Establish the metrics to track and get cracking. Drop the goals you've accomplished down in the comments below. It's almost 3 hours later at this point, and this is what the closet is looking like right now. So I have it more or less color coded with florals, darks. These are actually gray. The light isn't being super favorable to it, but this is gray going into white, blues, blacks, greens, and then some tans and reds. All of my pants and skirts are down here. Coming to the other side, this is a section of just blazers that I have. I don't currently go into a corporate office, but not willing to give up, but not willing to part with them just yet, because I might go back to an office at some point. Down here, we just have a section of jackets going from kind of warmest to, this is just a really light one, so kind of warmest, thickest to thinnest, and then this is a section of branded things that are given to me by work. I have something like 11 polos and 5 jackets in there, so this is all just kind of staying together. These are things that I will be able to donate or repurpose. I'll probably keep a couple just for memories, but these are the things that I did not purchase and was just given by work. You may have noticed that the light has changed a little bit, because right towards the end I had this brilliant idea. That's my lights. Those are my studio lights. And I moved the bags that I had originally placed right here to a little bit in there. They're just tucked away. They're not being used. And now I have a perfect spot for my studio lights that doesn't actually interfere with me walking into the closet.